Thanks so much for joining me today. We are doing the Get Ready With Me for my favorites of 2025. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, this top, if you're wondering, is the reason why I don't go to Vori, because when I go in, I find something that I like. Like I say, I don't need anything, but I really enjoy their products. And this is a quarter zip sweatshirt. It's got a pocket in the front. I'll link below if you want to see that, but it's very soft and it didn't have any fleece inside, because I don't like things that pill or will get kind of like matted over time. So there's no fleece on the interior. A couple clips in the hair, and these are those tilt clips. They don't bend my hair, so that's why I like those. Okay, let's go in with two primer type products, because you know I love this Chanel primer, this mattifying primer, and I also use sunscreen every day. So this is the sunscreen, the MATTESCREEN sunscreen. It's mineral, and we'll talk about skincare probably in the next video in the new year. In the new year, we'll do a skincare favorites video, but this is definitely a favorite, and I apply quite a bit on my face just because I want to make sure all the progress is protected with these dark spots. So I'll apply this first because it does mesh with my skin a little bit after a few moments, all the way into this area here as well. And it has that same primer type feeling. So we just applied the Minerals MATTESCREEN SPF. Then on this side, because I get oily, especially in the summer, I like to apply primer right here, right here, right here. So just this area is where I get oily. So this is the Mattifying Base by Chanel, and this is what it looks like. This one creates a really nice, smooth surface for makeup. Makeup adheres really well, and it helps control oil. So I'm just putting on a little bit here. So you let me know you also use this over SPF. So I'm going to apply over SPF so you can see it, because this is the one that has a nice sponge applicator that's included. Also, there's an additional cushion in the packaging. So if you order this, just know there's a backup that's nice and sealed up in the box. So make sure to hold on to this, because this pops out like this, and then you can just exchange it. So this is the case. I don't believe these are available as refills, but two do come in the case. There also is a nice sponge. This is a brand new one that I just opened up. So let's go ahead and apply this. Oh, by the way, this is that Chantecaille Future Skin Cushion in Wheat. And this is a great shade, especially over SPF, because it'll kind of help me bring that color back. So just taking the sponge, and you can see the SPF is already kind of settled in a little bit and it's not as obvious. So taking that color, this is the color, and then we're just going to press that in. I may have featured I think the shade lighter is one that has been a favorite in the past, but this one works especially well over SPF in addition to without SPF. So I thought I would show you this. And it is a bit closer to, say, BD41 if that's your shade match. And this allows for really sheer application, this applicator. I can use a brush too, like I really like this Shiseido brush with it, but since I have this and it's new, because usually what happens with me is this kind of disappears and I can't find it anymore, or it just gets a little bit grimy and I throw it away. But since we have a new one, it's really nice to be able to use it. So here is the SPF with the foundation. This foundation can set itself. I don't need to powder. Oh, of course we will, but I thought I would show you. This is how it looks. It's got a very second skin-like finish, like the finish of my skin. So let's go in with the primer side. But you can see that it's slightly more warm than my natural tone, which is a little bit more neutral. So if you happen to be a little bit more olive than BD41, this is a nice one. And I'm referencing Chanel foundations in BD41. That seems to be more universal, so that's why I'm talking about that shade match. Okay, so now we have the foundation on both sides, and now it really doesn't make a difference to have the SPF on or not. in terms of the appearance, which is great if you wanted to layer this over an SPF. Yeah, and that's great, especially when I want to wear SPF under foundation. It's one of the easier ones to wear with an SPF because of that little sponge applicator. That way I'm not moving the SPF around. Yeah, so it's very second skin-like. Going in with the Chantecaille Camouflage Stylo. This is in 4C. Just gonna go in under the eye area. So we're not going for a super perfected under eye area right now. We're just doing more of like my natural makeup. Okay, that's too much. Hold on. Let's even these out a little. Okay, and then I can also use this on dark spots if I want. The foundation does a really nice job of evening out, but I can add it here. For some really second skin-like concealing. Same thing here. Or we can also use a heavy duty concealer, which I also really like. As you know, this is the only heavy duty concealer I will use. This is the CdP in Honey. It has a following for a reason. It's an amazing concealer, great for hyperpigmentation, and a little goes a long way to cover up that discoloration. So this is a great example here. I don't usually have breakouts, but I have one right now. Some pretty intense scarring. It was covered up nicely with the foundation, which is great, but we're gonna go in like a virtual eraser. And I can just tap this in. It has a more dry nature, so it's not fluid like the other concealer. And then I can just show you also how we can use it on dark spots. Just want to show you the color. I don't really need to add that much more, but I wanted to show you how it looks on the skin. This has SPF 27 to help protect all of the dark spots that I'm trying to conceal as well. And I can use this for broken capillaries. We'll use it around the eye area in a little bit here. Okay, then we want to powder. So I don't need to powder actually, but we will because those of you who are interested in powdering to really set. This is a stunning powder. This is the CdP powder. It's the translucent. It looks like it has a little bit of a pink hue. We're gonna use this beauty blender just to kind of pat it in, get it really close to the skin. Just powdering right where I get oily, which is essentially where I applied the primer. It really has a beautiful silkiness about it. So here's a little closer view. Here's not powdered if you want to keep it like this. Like I said, the foundation does a nice job of setting itself, but if you do want to powder for longevity, for a little bit more of like a softer focus in the front. And then we're going to powder here just to keep that concealer in place. We're going to go in with the Victoria Beckham. This is in Trench, and this is going to cancel out this darkness, redness right here. So there's the difference between the Victoria Beckham and no Victoria Beckham. Then we're going in with the brow product. This is the Air Brow by Kosas. So we've got this here, and this is in Brown Black. So taking Brown Black and just starting at the arch. The other side. Okay, then we're taking a different shade in the same brow product. This one is in gray, and we're going to apply it just to the center here, like the beginning parts of my brow, to soften that, just so it's not such a harsh beginning of the brow. Okay, I just removed the clips and ran a brush through my hair, but we're gonna go in next with this Baby Blade by Victoria Beckham, and I'm just going to perfect with it. So taking this and just adding, I'm gonna add here and here very slightly. Okay, let's go in with the eyes. Now, I had a really hard time figuring out which one was which one. I probably talked about it in the favorites video, which one to pick, but there really is one that represents how I really enjoy doing makeup these days, which is a very no makeup kind of a look. I love this for a more dressed up kind of look. This is Sun Dried Driftwood by CdP 03. So I've shown this many, many times, but the one that I have really been enjoying and love the no makeup look. I mean, this is not for people who really enjoy eyeshadow. This is for people who just want a little bit of glow, like they did a little something, but it's not so obvious. And this is the Prada palette 07 Peony. Yeah, I really love this one. It was a surprise for me this year that I loved it as much as I do. And I'm always happy with my makeup when I use this palette. So I'm just gonna take this middle shade, and I have here a 206 BK Beauty, and it's just like a cooler version of my skin tone, maybe a little bit deeper, but it just has a beautiful glow about it. Kind of like Sylvie, that Mermaid Eye Matte by Chantecaille. So I feel like maybe I need to lean in so you can see the difference. So there's definitely a difference. It's more of a result of the makeup versus seeing the makeup itself, which is my favorite kind of makeup. So I love that it just evens out the eyelid area, gives a little bit of a glow. Nothing sparkly here though. Also, not a lot of work to apply this. Now this is slightly buildable, slightly, so I'm going to add another bit here so you can see. I'm just pulling this up and out. So I really am not blending, just applying in this direction. Okay, now I can either take this shade or this shade, and I just add it to the center of my eye. I'm taking this shade right here. Let's add that to the center. That's pretty much my eye look, but we're going to intensify with an eyeliner. So this eyeliner by Victoria Beckham, this one is in Jeans. We're going to go really, really close to the lash line. And then this is one of the reasons this went out, is because of this sponge on the end. It'll help me smudge this out. Let's go in with mascara. We're almost done with eyes. So Faux Longest Lash Mascara by Chantecaille. Okay, so it's that fast, builds up beautifully, no clumping, no flaking, and I can add many, many layers without it clumping. So that mascara still impresses me to this day with how much I can get. I think I went in with about 3 coats here. Still looks really beautiful. Didn't do anything strange when I kept adding to it. Sometimes mascara will add extra on the end. I know application has something to do with that as well, but this is a really easy mascara to apply where technique really isn't that important, which is another reason why I love it. Okay, so going in with powder. We have the Perfect Blur Powder by Chantecaille. Here we have it in light medium. And I do have the Buff and Blur brush, so I'm going to apply it on this side so you can see the difference. Okay, so it looks like we have a smoother appearance to the skin. It helps color correct a little bit because of the shade, so it helps with the dark spots as well. Okay, just cleaning off the brush here, we have the Hourglass in Dim Light, and this is a teeny tiny one because I don't use that much. Color here is Dim Light. This is going to finish off with a little bit of a glow, also blurring though, so I like that about it. So depending on what kind of finish you want. So you can see there's a slight glow, nothing sparkly, but just a slight glow compared to this side. Because I'm going to feature a few lip products, I thought I'd show you various categories. So we've got here the Sisley in Pink Glow. I'm going to add that now because it's going to just give a little color to the lips and hydrate. So I really want that hydration, but also a little bit of a color to it. Yeah, so this is one of those pH products. So depending on your individual chemistry, it may look different, but just provides like the prettiest pink glow. And it's also called Pink Glow. 2 Pink Glow is the shade. Wasn't able to feature as well in a previous video because I was just swatching them. So hopefully you can see here what that will look like after a few minutes. Okay, so then going in with the Atlas This is by Hermes. Hopefully it's more readily available now. I'm going in with this Niji Pro brush by Sonia G. Going really high, right under the cheekbone, right along the jawline, and into the hairline. And I think you can see that golden tone. If you are warmer and it's hard to find a bronzer, you find bronzers are difficult to find, this might be why there are not very many golden bronzers available. This is one of the very few, if not the most golden bronzer I've found. Okay, going in with blush, we have Valentino shade 9. Got their shade 9, this product right here. And we're going to use one of my favorite brushes. We have a mini kabuki brush here. This is by Ray Morris. As you can see, there's a glow to it, so finishing off with a perfect blur powder really helps to smooth the appearance of the surface of the skin, helps to color correct a little bit, and then this brings back a little bit of that glow. Very similar level of glow to the Hourglass. This builds slowly, so a lot of room for error here. A little bit on the forehead, a little bit on the chin. This is one of my favorite parts here, is adding a cream or stick blush on top. We have this one by Dior. This is in 012 Rosewood. And I'm just going to take this brush by BK Beauty. It's a 106 brush. Let's take a little bit of that. Just a pop of color on each cheek. Okay, let me clean up a little bit of the corners here. I'm going to take this Clé de Peau again, and I'm going to use the Clé de Peau concealer brush. It's very precise. Right here, in this motion, so fill in any darkness here. Not too much, but definitely makes a difference. Let me just lean in so you can see the skin, the finish up close. Yeah, this is why I'm so happy with this makeup. It consistently performs, looks pretty every time, and this is going to look even better over the next few hours. I wanted to put this lip on because this is my casual lip that I just, every time I put this on, I love it. Like, that's the theme with all of these products, is every time I put them on, I'm happy with the results. I love how they wear, and they are very reliable. And this is by Victoria Beckham. This is in the shade Spark. So I'm going to apply, oh, by the way, this is the Sizzly. Just like a hint of color. It's really pretty, just a healthy glow. So going in at the Spark. That's Victoria Beckham Spark. So just an overall healthy, like, this is a step above what I would wear on a daily basis. This is somewhere between everyday makeup and evening makeup. So if I had to go somewhere and look professional during the day, this is most likely what I would be wearing. Okay, I'm going to change my top, then we're going to change this lip, and we're going to apply fragrance. Okay, I forgot, we've got highlighter, and I don't love highlighter. So this is like the I don't love foundation, I don't love highlighter favorites of the year, because I think highlighter can really emphasize texture if it's a powder, and if it's got too many sparkly particles in it. So this one is a balm. It's by Victoria Beckham in Pearl. This doesn't set, so it does leave some moisture behind, which is great for more textured skin. Also, more dry skin types might really like this. Just applying it really gently on the tops of my cheek. Highest points, also down the bridge of the nose. Okay, let's go ahead and switch this lip out for a very stunning lip that I have been really pleased with this year. Especially if you want precision with lip sticks, you can use this beautiful brush by Chantecaille. It's the most precise lip brush I've ever used. I'll show you on one part of my lips how you can use this, and then on the other I'll show you, if you don't have it, how you can use this. Oh, by the way, this is the Chantecaille Lip Creme in Red Lily. So I think I've shown you this many times recently. Ever since I tried it, it's been a really impressive formula. Going in with a lip brush here. Just lining the lips first. And then, if you do not have a brush or don't want to use a brush, you can always use the lipstick itself. So taking the lipstick and turning it on its side, so this pointed part here will serve as a lip liner. I did learn this from Chanel makeup artist, is to make like an X here first. Like that, and then lining the rest. Not as precise, but still works really well, especially for a bold lip. I usually do this first, otherwise it's a little bit out of bounds. And then filling in. Oh, and this is a Jenny Kane Grayson pullover that I changed into. It's really lovely, lightweight knit. Okay, and then let's add fragrance. Like, fragrance has become one of my favorite parts of my routine because it just finishes everything off, and I love, especially these less exclusive fragrances, I love smelling them because they're so pleasant. They're very classic, nothing overwhelming. And this one, especially 1957, is beautiful. So this one has some of my very favorite notes. This has jasmine neroli, but not overpowering. It also has bergamot, which is one of my favorite notes. Then we have iris, so there's a watery element to it, and then cedar is a part of the profile as well. So it anchors it, but in a really gentle way. Nothing, like I said, overwhelming about this fragrance, very pleasant. Understated elegance, I think, is a really great way to describe this. Perfect for anything from daytime to evening. I think it's appropriate in all of those situations. Not super floral either, and I love that because sometimes floral can be overwhelming for me, which is a little surprising why I have all of these less exclusives, because there's so much floral involved with these fragrances. This one is really well balanced. And that iris note really makes it different than I think the rest of these that I've tried so far. But you can see also how this lip really changes everything up. But that is it for the Get Ready With Me. Let us know how you use these products if you have them. I do know so many of you also have these as your favorites, and thank you for letting me know, because it's great to hear that I'm not the only one having positive experiences with these products. And this might be the last video of the year. Check in on the shorts, I might be posting there, but if I don't see you here, I will see you in the new year. So if you do want to tune in, check in with the shorts. And if you do enjoy these long format videos, I will see you in 2026. I hope you have a wonderful new year. And the first video that you will see in 2026 will be my skincare favorites of 2025. And do leave us your application tips for these favorites, because I know so many of you share these favorites as well. We'd all love to learn, so please leave those in the comment section below. That is it for today's video, so please take care of each other. Stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, and I will see you next time. Okay, going in with the Chantecaille we could stop there with powder, but so we've got the Faux Seal longest, no, this is not Faux Seal.